You ever wondered why silence is often louder than screaming? Most people think revenge requires action, fighting back, arguing, or exposing someone's mistakes. But true emotional intelligence knows a different secret. The most powerful response to disrespect isn't noise, it's a specific kind of silence that forces the other person to reflect on what they lost. When someone hurts you, they expect a reaction. They're waiting for you to get angry, to defend yourself, or to beg for an explanation. This feeds their ego. But when you deny them that reaction, the dynamic shifts instantly. Psychology calls this expectancy violation, and it triggers a deep sense of unease in the person who mistreated you. Here are 5 silent behaviors that display high emotional intelligence and make people genuinely regret hurting you. Number 1. The non-reactive presence. This is the hardest but most effective behavior. When someone hurts you, the instinct is to defend your character, but the emotionally intelligent person does something strange. They continue their life as if the betrayal never happened. You don't block them out of spite. You don't post sad quotes online. You simply withdraw your energy. In psychology, this touches on the concept of narcissistic supply. Toxic people need your emotional reaction to feel valid. When you remain calm and unaffected in their presence, you starve them of that validation. They start wondering, why don't I matter to them? Your lack of anger hurts more than your insults ever could because it signals that they no longer have power over your emotions. Number 2, the joyful disconnect. There is a difference between ignoring someone and simply being happy without them. The joyful disconnect happens when you genuinely redirect your focus to your own growth. You aren't faking happiness to make them jealous. You are actually finding joy in your hobbies, your work, or your other relationships. This triggers the scarcity principle. Human beings value things more when they realize those things are rare or inaccessible. When they see you thriving without their input, they realize your happiness was never dependent on them. They begin to see you as a high-value individual who doesn't need external validation to survive. Regret sets in when they realize they were an option, not a necessity. Number 3, the gracious boundary. Most people set boundaries with anger. They yell, "Don't ever talk to me like that." A person with high emotional intelligence sets boundaries with silence. You become polite but distant. You answer their questions, but you don't offer extra details. You help if absolutely necessary, but you don't go out of your way. This behavior forces the other person to feel the loss aversion bias. Humans are wired to fear losing what they have more than gaining something new. When they feel the warmth of your friendship turning into the coldness of a formal acquaintance, the weight of their mistake hits them. They realize they pushed you from an inner circle to an outer circle, and there's no way to argue your way back in. Number 4, the mirror of accountability. Usually, when we are hurt, we try to force the other person to apologize. We explain why they were wrong, but the silent approach is the mirror of accountability. You stop trying to fix them. You stop trying to make them understand your side. You allow them to sit with their own behavior. If they reach out with a casual text after hurting you, you don't write a paragraph about how much pain you're in. You respond briefly or not at all. This creates a psychological vacuum. Without you there to absorb the blame or manage the conflict, they're left alone with their own conscience. Silence is a mirror. Eventually, they have to look at themselves and admit that the problem wasn't your reaction, it was their action. Number 5, the total erasure of the past. This is the final stage. You stop bringing up old memories. You don't remind them of the good times, and you don't remind them of the bad times. You treat the past as a closed chapter. If you interact, it is entirely in the present tense. This behavior exploits the Zeigarnik Effect, the psychological tendency to remember uncompleted tasks or unsolved issues. By refusing to rehash the past, you deny them closure. They are left with the open loops of what could have been, while you have clearly moved on. The mystery of your silence makes you unforgettable, while their noise makes them regrettable. Mastering these behaviors isn't about being cold, it's about self-respect. It shows that your peace is too expensive to be traded for cheap conflicts. If you found value in this breakdown of human behavior, consider subscribing for more insights into the psychology of everyday life. What is the one silent behavior you find most difficult to master? Let me know in the comments below.